What is up, friends? I have refueled my body. I got me some good dihydrogen monoxide right here. So you know what that means? Time for me to crash out about this blue fucking rat again. So there was recently a thing on Twitter where there was some data that got mined from an Asian shop, and these are the logos that are in Sonato Generations for each of the characters. And this Shadows, you know, that's fine, we'll get into that later, but apparently this one caused a lot of uproar because people were saying, why is it a star? It doesn't fit. Well, check this out, fucking idiot. I posted that I'm begging Sonic fans to play at least one game. So like, I've been there since the very beginning, right? I've been there since Sonic fucking 1. And the star has always been a prevalent thing, whether that's on items, whether it's on power-ups, promotional art, in-game aesthetics. Like, the star has always been synonymous with this franchise. So like, I posted this, you know, which is the red star ring, which is one instance of it, the star on the fucking lamppost, the stars on the emblem of the original Sonic 1 and 2 logos, and then a star on the balloons that they use from the Adventure era all the way up to, I think Generations might have been the last. Yeah, I think Generations might have been the last game that had these balloons in them. But we'll figure all that shit out at a later date. But the prevalence of the star, if you've been a fan of this franchise, should not be lost on you. I mean, it's in the first fucking Sonic intro. And get this right, the shit was so good that they doubled down on it for the next intro. So I posted that, right? And like, a lot of the replies were either agreeing, and there were some disagreeing. It's like, but okay, it has no sauce. And then they used the face logo that was in Smash Bros. And was the icon for the lives in a few games, which makes sense. I mean, it's his face, but like, if you're gonna use a sigil for Shadow, you kind of have to have a symbol for Sonic too. It can't just be his face, because then you just have Sonic's face. That's like the most egotistical shit ever. You just have Sonic's face, and then Shadow gets a symbol that's not even really his. It's the insignia of the Black Arms, because it's all over their base in Final Haunt in the Shadow the Hedgehog game. So like, it's used for Shadow, but it's not something that was created specifically for Shadow, if that makes sense. The star, obviously, stars have existed forever since we've been on the planet, but there's no other motif or symbol in this franchise that like you can relate to Sonic more than a star. I mean, the man himself is quite literally a shooting star in the in-universe sense. He just shows up out of nowhere, makes miracles happen, and then fucking vanishes. Bro is quite literally this shit. This is Sonic. And just to belabor a point, I'm gonna throw up some screenshots that I took in Frontiers, and just tell me if you notice anything. Like, it's been so entrenched in the fucking franchise that it was the animation for the invincibility power-up in nearly every game, if not every game. It's been in the emblems, it's been in the intros, it's been in the key art, it's in Frontiers when you do tricks. stars explode off of you when you do tricks in Generations. I posted 4 instances of like stars being used heavily in universe, and I'm so confused, right, as to why the star doesn't relate to Sonic. Like we can argue design. Like for design, I will concede the fact that, you know, there's not a lot going on here, but the fact that they used a star is really not up for contention, bro. Like, Mans is quite literally been steeped in stars since 1991, bro. Like, that's not going anywhere. And to go along with that, nobody really offered any alternative what it should be except for like a few people, and they made it his face. So like, just to kind of go in another direction with that, Mario's logo is usually the mushroom, right? Like it's his logo, it's the icon for the Mario franchise in Smash Bros, since we're using this, and that it literally has nothing to do with the character other than being a power-up. And I've never heard that shocker. I've never heard this type of argument from another fandom, but I've never heard the argument that like mushrooms being in everything or mushrooms being the logo for Mario was a dumb decision. But I have a theory with this franchise, and this logo is just this week's muzzle curve argument. Some soldiers need a war, right? People just have to have something to argue about or be correct about or just dunk on. And for the most part, I like engaging with the fandom. Like 95% of y'all are cool, but there's that 5% that just says things and expects me to go back and forth with them all day. I'm like, fam, I work a regular job. I have a job outside of my content creation, but even with that, there's way too much for me going on to sit on Twitter and reply to every single person that replies to me when I talk about Sonic. On top of that, like I have to argue within people's range, because there comes a certain point in every discussion like this where people just start to say things and like they get so far off topic, and I'll give you, okay, well, we'll use your logic, or explaining to something how opinions can be wrong or bad. Your opinion is not a shield that you get to throw up when somebody challenges you. Like you are entitled to whatever opinion you want to have. Everybody else is entitled to their opinion of your opinion. And saying that the star doesn't relate to Sonic, or why is this the logo that they chose for Sonic, is like, that's gotta be like right behind muzzle curve and quill link, number 2 stupidest things I've ever heard from this fandom. I'm pretty sure y'all are gonna let me know what you think in the comment section. I look forward to what y'all are gonna let me know in the comment section, but I don't know nothing, man. I'm just a dude with an internet connection. Peace.